Greetings, blade fans, Lockback fans, because yet another Lockback, which is not usually my wheelhouse, shall we say. I'm more into frame locks and button locks and bar locks, etc., liner locks. This is another one from Viper Knives in Italy. They do outstanding work. And by the way, before I forget to mention it, if you like slip joints, they make a whole load of slip joints. Go out to a site called Collector Knives. They're out of Oklahoma. And they sell a lot of slip joints, a lot of more traditional style folders, as well as some newer stuff. And that's where I got this knife. Now, previously, I did a review on the Rhino 1. I'm going to show you that alongside this in a minute. But let's take a look at the beautiful workmanship for about $115 or so. Yes, you're getting N690. That's a steel that the Italian makers really like a lot. I know Fox uses it a lot. Lion Steel uses it. It's in a lot of the older Bastinelli knives, and it is a nicely hardened steel that holds a very good edge. So I just want to show you the quality of the micarta on this handle. Really, really beautiful, and it's a mildly sculpted handle where you can see that they do some contouring. Probably the thing you notice most quickly on these knives, and a lot of knives that come out of Italy, is the crowning of everything, the crowning of the spring and the crowning of the blade. Really nice thumb studs on this one. It is not a fidgety knife, so if you're into flicking your knife around and playing with it in front of the TV and so forth, this probably won't be the one. So it is referred to as the Start. And it's also referred to as the Start Hunter on the Collector Knives website. It is a design by Fabrizio Silvestrelli. I'm going to read you a little bit about him in a moment from the Viper Knives website. But let's take a look at the blade. I'm going to roll it out. It's a tight spring, but it's very smooth. And you can see the really nicely file-like jimped placement for your thumb there on the lock bar, and the jimping just behind the thumb studs there, a small run of it, and nothing out here, because generally with the crowning they don't, although you do see that on Bastinelli knives that they crown it and jimp it. Look at that blade. I mean, it's a really neat spear point with a nice wedge at the top. Probably a grind that goes up about 2/3, I would say. You got a nice little dip here, so you can place your thumb there if you want to go way out there. It's just not jimped. But again, in my book, jimping gives you front to back grip. Jimping doesn't give you side to side grip. So people are worried about press cutting and slipping off of the blade, I believe. And that's really not the case. Even if this were jimped, you're going to slide to the side less easily than you're going to slide front and back. So, I mean, that's what the jimping does for me anyway. You might have your own idea about that. But looks like T6 screws. There are 4 of them holding the scale on. As you can see, as with many lockbacks, the pivot is not exposed. So should you want to adjust that, you would need to take the scales off and adjust that pivot underneath. I see no real need because, again, it's not a fidgety knife. Now, it's also not a knife that you want to close with one hand. It's not going to drop when you release that tension. So I tried that, flicking it down with the Rhino, and I got my finger cut, just healing up now. So I'm not going to try that again. I'm going to use 2 hands, and it's, as you can see, very smooth. Let me back out a little. So we can roll it out and really snaps hard. There's absolutely no wiggle, no side-to-side blade play, no lock rock, nothing. This lock on this, which is right in the middle of the knife, which is something they didn't always do. The original Bucks had the lock back there, the release. Anyway, very nice. My card on this comes in several other versions. I will give you the links out to Collector Knives where you can see the varying versions of the start. 4-inch blade on this, and so I think what I'll do is measure it up, and then we'll talk just a little bit about the designer, because he's designed a lot of knives for this company and is a custom maker. So we got 9 1/4 overall, maybe just a tiny bit longer than that. And we've got just a skosh over 4 inches, so it's like 4.1-ish. And the set to inches, so let's do the handle thickness, 0.58, not bad. Pretty thin for a big knife like this. And we're going to get right into seeing if we can grab the back of the blade there. I'm not sure I'm getting it. Here's what I'm going to do. At the risk of dropping it on my fingers again, let's get it right there. So it is 0.13, okay? And in millimeters, let's get that, 3.3 millimeters. So fairly thin blade stock, not overly thin, but fairly thin. And let's get a weight on it. These are not light knives, and they're not weight relieved inside. There is no holes, no slots, no nothing. All right, we've got 6.35, 6.36, if those decimals mean anything to you. Close to a 6.5-ounce knife. Significantly lighter than the Rhino, which came in around 10 ounces, amazingly. You can flick it. You give it a little wrist energy as you open that thumb stud. And it looks like the thumb studs are pretty close there, which is a good thing because it keeps them way out of the cutting path, right? Here's your branding. Viper Start, that's the name of the knife. Fairly large branding. N690 steel, it's the fanciest I've ever seen that shown on a blade. And there is Fabrizio Silvestrelli's logo, his maker's mark. I'm going to read you real quick about him. I'll put it up on the screen in case you want to see a picture of him. Handsome, cosmopolitan sort of looking guy, maybe. There's I want to screenshot that. I'll read it quickly. Fabrizio Silvestrelli started crafting knives in 1988. Since then, he has been able to develop a modeling, precision, and totally unique style, which allowed him in 2004 to make a living by producing blades. By that time, he was already a renowned craftsman and artist. And in 2005, he started cooperating with Technocut from Maniago, Italy, which would later produce Milestones of Industrial Gentlemen's Knives. And I think amongst those are his many slip joint knives, if you like the slip joints. Now, here's one I reviewed recently. This is the Rhino, also a design by Fabrizio. Look at the size of that. I mean, that's a 4-inch blade. That's like a 4 1/4-inch blade. And this is just a monster knife by comparison. It is much thicker across the handle. It is heavier. It is 10 ounces. It just feels massive in the hand. This is a tank of a knife. You can see here that it, yes, does have that fold-over clip on the hinge. And you can see here that we have a modest clip that does the job, Slides in and out of the pocket nicely, holds it firmly, but is not deep carry, and may not be the most attractive clip for those of you that like deep carry clips. Also thumb studs here, but they're not back nearly as far as on this one. It's sort of right in there. Notice that set back very close to the handle, and it's a little further forward on the blade, and the blade itself is set just a little bit further forward. Same beautiful workmanship. And also, and this is a Voxnays design. Here's a fixed blade I did a review on. This is the Lille 2, L-I-L-L-E 2. Beautiful fixed blade knife. Same remarkable workmanship on this. Jimping even on the pommel. This is a Voxnays design. This has that really interesting blue and black and gray carbon fiber, fat carbon fiber, okay? Comes with a really nice pocket sheath. And I've got a review out on this, so if you need to know a little bit more about that one, check that out. Let's do some comparisons to some of our standard fare. Here is the Griptilian. Slightly smaller, would you say? And here is the Rat 1 from Ontario Knife Company. Significantly smaller, even though it's usually a larger knife. Maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch longer blade on this guy. So, not terrifically larger than the Rat 1, but definitely a little taller, bigger feeling knife overall. So there you go. Don't think I left anything out. It's a beautiful knife. Again, it is the Viper Knives Start, designed by Fabrizio Silvestrelli. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at that, and check out Collector Knives. They got a great website. Lots and lots of folders and some fixies as well. Be well, take care. Don't forget to give this a like and subscribe if you haven't already.